Alice, Ben, congrats on the podcast. I've listened to the first couple of episodes, loved it.
Thank you so much.
Question number one, how does it feel having this podcast out in the world?
So exciting. I've never done a podcast like this before. Big new adventure for me. But actually lots of fun. And people are really enjoying listening to it, loving hearing about all these cool kind of facts about our daily lives and the history behind it. And it's been quite fun to work together on it, hasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and it feels quite, I don't want to get too boring, talk about my life story, but like I started posting about these kind of topics about a year ago. So previously I'd done history very head on, like life of Julius Caesar, whatever, no one cared. But I started posting about things where it was like the origins of this part of everyday life, and people were much more interested. And when you have a plan, like I thought, if I do this and people love it, then maybe I could get a podcast series out of it. And a plan actually came together. So
here we are.
It feels amazing. And to work with Alice on it is just brilliant because, I've viewed her videos with envy from afar for a long time. And I was just, when I reached out to you and you said yes, I was like, this is fantastic. And I heard you on a lot of podcasts. I knew how good a speaker you were. And so it's awesome. It feels quite surreal.
Yeah, because I saw your videos where you talk about the history of like the railings. I think it's massive. And how they used to be World War II's stretchers. Yeah. Did you guys bond over that?
Yeah, well, we have noticed certain things that people really love on social media. And the stretcher thing is, so people always come up to me, and I can almost predict what they're about to say. They'll say, "Oh, I love your video that you did. I think it was about like," and then in that moment they're either going to say bollards or stretchers, or stretcher railings.
Is there a bollards look or a stretcher look?
Yeah, but the common theme with all of it is that it's things that people are familiar with.
Yes.
So, and then another one might be the window tax.
I was going to say the window tax.
Locked out windows. Yeah. It's things that people are familiar with, but there's a crazy story about it. And then you tell them the history and they're like, oh, I walk past that every day and I hadn't realised. And so that is what you've picked up on as well. So that's how we kind of came to where we are now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here for the history.
Yeah, it's so exciting. So I listened to your episode about food. Ben, you quoted the following.
Oh no.
Heaven is where the police are British, the cooks are French, the mechanics German, the lovers Italian, and it's all organised by the Swiss.
Too right.
Hell is where the chefs are British, the mechanics French, the lovers Swiss, the police German, and it's all organised by the Italians. In light of the statement, which British historical figure do you think would be the worst person to host a dinner party? And why?
I can imagine as a host.
And they're cooking.
Well, okay, so the
hosting and cooking.
Peak of bad British food is World War II, rationing in particular. Now, I'm not sure this man really abided by the rationing rules, but I just think he'd be a terrible host and cook. Be Winston Churchill, because that he'd be sitting there, he'd have necked like 10 bottles of champagne already.
Ben, that sounds like a great host.
He'd be, but not a great cook.
No
he'd be a good regaler of stories, but I wouldn't want him in charge. I'd want him as his prime guest. Like, he'd be a terrible host.
Yeah, but once you've had 10 bottles of champagne, you don't care about the food.
So you're right, yeah. But I wouldn't come for dinner.
He would be one of those people that it would be like 11:30 and it would still be...
You'd still be going, I think you'd be talking about Waterloo once again, and like how he was there for the charge of the Light Brigade or something.
And you've all eaten like so many kettle chips.
Alice, what about you?
Yeah, I think Oliver Cromwell's like not supposed to be very fun. So I think he wouldn't be a great vibe. And actually, I think a dinner party, I think food's not necessarily that important. I think the vibes are more important for me.
Yeah.
I think Winston Churchill would bring the vibes. Charles II, great vibes. I would really opt in for him hosting a dinner party, especially if he was cooking. I'd love to see what he would come up with as someone who probably couldn't cook at all.
Alice, in your food episode, you also mentioned your love of haggis.
Yes.
Yeah, which for anyone who doesn't know is offal mixed with oats, onion, spices and more, and then cooked inside a sheep's stomach. And a lot of people are horrified by this concept. And they are wrong, of course, but it made me wonder, what's the worst British dish in history that you've ever come across?
Well, actually, this is a question for Alice, isn't it?
Well, you can both go for it, Ben.
Well, I had to, for a video for this episode, I've had to cook a bunch of horrors.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, from World War II. There was banana sandwiches, which is mashed parsnips with some vanilla essence on. Weird, not the most disgusting. The worst, there was this chocolate, chocolate pudding. So it's basically, you put cocoa on shaved potato and kind of
No.
bake it for ages with some other like mixed vegetables and stuff, and it was like the most rancid thing on earth.
Oh my god.
And the BBC really owes me because it's ruined my pot as well, because all the chocolate's like stuck to it, and I can't get rid of the smell.
That sounds awful.
Yeah.
I think
So that's probably
I'd rather die.
Yeah, I think it's shocking that thinking about people on the ships in the Navy in the Napoleonic era, and they would have, like, even, I know we always talk about it, that you have the biscuits and you just have to like knock the weevils out. I think that is absolutely horrific to have to be doing that. So
Do we know what flavour biscuit they were?
I have actually also made them for a similar thing.
For a dinner party?
Yeah, well,
God, you're the worst.
Yeah,
No,
it's a naval biscuit from the Napoleonic era.
We don't
You'll
need
love it.
food.
Yeah,
We just
yeah.
need 10 bottles of champagne.
And here's a load of
with
haggis, and
biscuits.
you've got no choice.
That sounds amazing.
I think that sounds good. I reckon most food from the past actually was more delicious than we think and had quite weird flavours. Sorry, you're smiling. Why are you saying?
I'm smiling because it leads on to my next.
Okay, go on.
Ooh.
A nice segue.
Which is, Ben, you mentioned that online lots of people say that baked beans are an abomination. They don't
Yeah.
understand why we love them.
Disgracefully.
I've got a game for you to play, and for anyone at home who holds this incorrect opinion, and it's called Would You Rather Eat Baked Beans or...
Baked beans
And
is the answer.
but the people at home are going to have to answer this question. Maybe at the end they will have reconsidered their opinion on baked beans, because I'm going to give you examples of things that British people genuinely used to consume.
Oh,
Fantastic.
So, would you rather eat baked beans or fish curry ice cream?
fish curry ice cream sounds horrible.
Have you come across this?
So I did, English Heritage once had a summer where they did loads of historic ice creams, and they sent me, it's one of the perks of being an influencer, they sent me some brown bread ice cream, which was big in the Georgian age, and it was not nice. Even
Oh,
that
really?
was not very nice.
That's a bit disappointing. But I'm all up for
So I don't think
trying
the
these
fish
foods.
curry was very nice.
No, if you would like to know the ingredients.
Yes.
So actually this was invented by Agnes Marshall, who was known as the Queen of Ices in the Victorian era.
Take that back.
Apparently her strawberry ice cream recipe is delicious, but in one of her ice cream recipe books there is this, and the ingredients include onions, sour apples, coconut, almonds and herbs fried with fish,
Oh, yeah.
and then curry paste and powder. Then the whole thing is pureed. It's then mixed with aspic and whipped cream. Then it's frozen and it's garnished with prawns.
Oh,
But then
it's like a prawn cocktail then. Almost. Could it be? It's a savoury. If it's a savoury thing, then maybe it's nicer.
I think all this, though, you know, our natural cringe towards that kind of mixing of sweet and savoury, though. In the medieval times, like, they would mix sweet and savoury all the time. So it's interesting how that, you know, that is largely brought over from French Nouvelle cuisine
Oh, I see, yeah.
in the 17th century. And they're the ones who first start, like, partitioning the two and thinking vegetables are valuable, which we still haven't recovered from. So, you know, there's...
Vegetables are overrated.
Exactly. So, like, you know, all these things are influenced by these historical events, which ties us back to the podcast.
Baked beans
Yes.
or snail water?
Snail
I
water.
like snails, though. Like, snails are great. You know, I was once a snail demonstrator to kids.
Tell us about that.
Well, for like 2 months, I worked in France at this place where kids go on school trips when I was 18. And part of the job, so I take them around the local history, you know, it was Vézelay, which is quite a historic town. But part of it was I had to show kids how to eat snails, because often they were English kids on school trips. So I'd like hold up the snail and stab it and eat it. And I'd get through hundreds of snails, you know.
That's like
A
what
day?
you...
A day?
How many?
I was
How
going to
many
say
in
a
one
day, and I was
sitting?
like, someone will point out that you obviously weren't eating hundreds a day.
I
But
don't know, that's
over the course,
small.
I mean, I'd eat like, you know,
How
20
many?
in a sitting, because I'd have to keep taking them out.
Yeah, well, I try that snail water, but why can't we just have the snail? What's the water? That's
Yeah, the snail is the nice
Well,
bit.
yeah, so unfortunately this is a recipe from the 18th century where you would,
it's basically
you
brine.
would distill snails in milk or wine. And then you would add ingredients like raisins, rose water, licorice or crushed earthworms. And this actually...
Are those like two alternatives?
yeah,
licorice or earthworms?
yeah, but no, this was actually a remedy against consumption and other respiratory illnesses.
Does that work?
People knew
No
what they're
comment
talking
on
about.
this question. We got these suggestions from a BBC Good Food article called "These are the most disgusting British foods ever." So,
Ah.
and we have a final one. Wait, sorry, which one are you choosing? Baked beans or snail water?
I mean,
I'm
snail
going for
water.
baked
I'll
beans.
try it. I will try
No,
snail water.
that sounds grim.
Okay, I think you could actually...
It's a remedy, it's not even
Yeah,
a food.
I reckon, yeah, well, maybe I have consumption.
Yeah, but I think baked beans would be better in that scenario.
I think you could put it in one of those, you know those cocktails? What are those glasses like that?
Like martini
glasses.
glasses?
And they put weird stuff in you could have like...
They do.
They put some quite weird brine stuff in
They
those
do.
things. And I think it could be one of them. My way to deal with snail water is to make it alcoholic.
Would you rather baked beans or mincemeat omelette?
And is this is a great question. I mean, is it
Yeah.
mincemeat or minced meat?
Yeah.
It is the mincemeat that you get in mince pies.
Yes,
Okay,
From
yeah,
what
so-
era?
1970s. Yeah, so
Because it
That's
used to be,
mincemeat,
it used to have mince, it used to have meat in it.
in 1975.
It wouldn't have then, yeah. That'd be like modern mincemeat. Right.
And what's it on an omelette?
I don't think that's...
Inside an omelette.
That sounds nice.
I think you could be worse than that. Yeah.
That sounds
Well,
nice.
I like it inside a pie, so I'm like, why not in an omelette?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
It was also served with a generous dusting of icing sugar on top.
Well, that's anything, that's fine, yeah.
Yeah, that's basically a mince pie, isn't it? But with a kind of eggy
Yeah,
texture.
yeah. Do you want baked beans or do you want this?
Well, I think
I'll try it.
I'm going for this.
You can
Yeah.
never judge these things till you try it.
A TV cook called Fanny Craddock,
Oh, yeah.
who made
Fanny
this
Craddock's iconic.
for her Christmas TV show in 1975.
So,
So,
that's-
I'm hoping there'll be a YouTube video somewhere, or maybe it's in the BBC archives, of the recipe and how she makes it.
There will be, yeah. I mean, Fanny Craddock was quite a celebrity back in the day. I think she's slightly mocked now because some of the recipes haven't dated that well.
No.
That
Yeah.
does sound like she's run out of ideas. It's like,
Yeah.
or she's done all of her.
Well,
it's like you do so many TV shows and you're like, how can we reinvent it again?
Yeah, the article did say that she was famous in the 60s and 70s, so I think like 15 years in, you're like, Jesus Christ, what can I do now?
How can I do another mince pie?
Imagine you are suddenly transported to a historical era and you have to live out the rest of your life there, with all your current memories and knowledge intact, but no way of ever returning to 2026. Which period are you choosing? And you have to factor in career prospects, dating life, and hobbies.
I think 1780s London.
What's the dating like then?
Fun. I mean, masquerades sound quite good. The Great Frost Fairs, that would be a good place to pick someone up, I reckon. You can have gingerbread there, warm gingerbread, lots of nice foods. You could go and have a look at the print shop window together. Quite a cute date idea. Yeah, I think I do well in the Georgian period, and I think the clothes are quite good for my body shape. So I'd be backing that. I think I'd actually I'd do better in that period than I would today. I think I've got a Georgian face, maybe. What about you?
I'm trying to think.
You'd look really good in a ruff, I think.
Soft and
So-
yeah.
Something to factor in.
I think I might go for a bit of classical Greece, because I just think,
Hanatoga, yeah.
Truly?
yeah, well, I just think it's probably not the most stratified society, one of the first democracies, so a middle-class man could rise up and, could go to the school of Aristotle, read about stuff like that. They like their boozing, be quite nice. You don't have too many oppressive kings around ruining your life.
It's quite podcasty, actually, the discussions.
Exactly,
you might
yes.
be having.
It's literally maybe Plato and Aristotle. It's what people call us when we're doing it.
Yeah, quickly, guys, rename this
Yeah,
podcast
exactly.
ASAP. Is there still time?
What would you choose then, Georgiana?
I think I'd like to go into the medieval era.
Yep.
Because I've been watching these YouTube videos about like 100 boring facts about the medieval era to send you to sleep, and I'm like, that's so fascinating. I'm
Love that.
wide awake till 4 a.m. because everyone, like whole families used to sleep in the same bed.
That's why.
I
And,
love it.
and
That's
it's in
so
that sleeping
cute.
twice in one night.
and
as
you
well.
Yes,
forget
and you
those-
wake up at like 2 a.m. and like, right, let me do my tasks. I'm
Yeah.
into that.
But it's true because I'm quite a light sleeper, and I often think I'd be more suited to that kind of schedule.
You are on desert island Hists. To knock off
Very
Desert
good.
Island Disc. You can take the complete works of Shakespeare, a copy of the Bible, and one historical figure to keep you company for the rest of eternity. Who are you taking and why?
We can either take a kind of explorer person. Napoleon escaped, he managed to get back.
Is this a practical question? Like, who's the best escape
Yeah.
artist? Or is it who's going to keep you company and be the most entertaining?
Napoleon
Yeah.
managed to get out of Elba and had
No,
quite a big
you're
comeback.
staying on the island.
Yeah. You can't cheat the question.
Sure, okay. Someone fun. Charles II, the Prince of Partying, the Party Prince.
He wouldn't be
Sounds
very
like
loyal
fun.
though. You'd be off looking for.
Yeah, but there's
mistresses.
no one else there.
Sure you can find them. I think I'd go for, I don't know, someone a bit crazy, yeah, like Lord Byron, Something like that.
That's a great answer. I
That's
take it
so
back.
good.
Lord Byron
He'd
would
be
be
hilarious
good.
on this island. He'd be like really histrionic, but also entertaining, and I'll be up for that.
Lord Byron.
I see us as similar kind of person.
No, I think actually you've gone wrong there. He would just be so into it. He'd be so obsessed with sitting on his own, like
True, he'd be like
being a
I need
romantic.
Yeah, the romantic would actually be insufferable.
And you'd be like, go and get some wood. And he'd be like, I can't.
I'd put up with it if he was like a good lad when the booze. The thing is there even any booze? Don't know. So if he's just writing the whole time.
Maybe you need an alewife that can make some ales. That would actually be more practical.
Imagine you're in this interview right now, but instead of me asking you questions, it's a historical figure. Who would you like to interview you? And who would you not like to interview you?
You know, in Wolf Hall, where Cromwell's treating that young kid, like, and he basically frames Anne Boleyn through his like terrible.
Mark Smeaton.
That sounds quite. I think anything to do with Reformation era people trying to make you say the wrong thing sounds absolutely terrifying. And
Maybe that's what
that's
I'd be
actually
doing.
how I viewed you when you came in. I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? So I think that's it. Cromwell, I'll say that.
And final question, can you tell me a bit about the upcoming episodes in your podcast? Which ones are you most excited about and why?
Ooh. Well, I've been working yesterday, because the World Cup's on, we're doing an episode on why Brits are so obsessed with football. And there's it's really interesting social history. So a lot of it, I won't go through the whole thing.
That's what the podcast is for.
An amazing amount of it revolves around anxiety over masturbation among boarding school boys, which, yeah. The idea was it made you incredibly bad for your health, and it was weakening the ruling class who were supposed to go and run the British Empire. And so this idea comes in that boys need to be toughened up and put on the sports pitch because it will distract them from playing with themselves. And then from this, football is one of the sports chosen, and that's partly why it's adopted so heavily in the boarding schools, and they go on to then set up the game in 1863 to the 70s. Yeah, I think we've got the stiff upper lip coming up as well.
Stiff upper lip. Why do Brits have a stiff upper lip?
We have an episode on why we speak and write the way we do, so language. But I find it really interesting when you pick out kind of regional variations in accents. So we talk a lot about kind of why in the southeast I think people speak differently to the northwest, stuff like that. And there are historical origin stories behind it, which you'll have to wait
Very
to see.
There's one about tea. Why is there a tea? Why do we have the weekend? Like, why don't we have a day off on a Tuesday?
Why
or
don't
a
we have
Thursday?
3 days or 4 days off?
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good question. We didn't used to. It used to be 1 and then 1.5 and then 2. And that happened, 100 years apart? So it could be timing for another half day, I guess, if that's the way we're going.
So when I'm living in my medieval peasant era, I have like, what, half a day of holiday a week? Like half a weekend?
It depends which side of the Reformation you're on, because pre-Reformation you had lots of Catholic feast days, which you might get off as well. I think it was like almost a third of the year you get off.
Yeah, so actually the medieval period would be a fun time to live because they got all these feast days all
Yeah,
the
because
time.
that's like Mary England
Brilliant.
kind
I'll
of time.
send me there now.
Yeah, exactly.
Get me back. Take me back.
Miss it so much. Great, I think those are all my questions. Thank you so
Fantastic.
much.
Thanks for coming, Georgiana.
Thanks for having me.